Welcome back, trainers. So we were able to get my friend their shiny Rayquaza finally today, and we did that lucky trade. So I'm pretty happy about that. The IVs didn't turn out so great, but that is okay. We also have the Ralts Community Day move being announced. That is going to be Synchronoise. It's going to be a psychic type move. In the main series games, it is doing 120. It is pretty strong, but no data has been quite announced for it yet, so we don't really know what it's going to be in Pokemon Go. But if I had to take a guess, I'd say somewhere between a 2 charge bar move doing 90 to 100 damage, kind of like Meteor Mash, so we'll see how that goes. Anyways, with that said, go ahead and finish off this lucky trade here. I will be maxing it out, but I'm kind of low on Stardust because I did max out the full team of unique ice type attackers for a Rayquaza duo, in which we did use 12 unique types. We'll be taking a look at that in the end here. And we also have a bit of a mix-up for the new Team Rocket Shadow Pokemon here. As you can see, Gyarados. I did go up against one of those, and you're not going to be able to actually catch it. You're going to have to find a Magikarp in which you will be able to evolve it into the Shadow Gyarados if you so choose to, and a few other awesome Pokemon here. We do have information regarding Community Day move Pokemon on Shadow Pokemon. We were discussing if you wanted to save them, but not necessarily for the Shadow side, but for the Purification end. But they did confirm, which we'll be going over here in a minute, that you cannot actually evolve a Shadow Pokemon during Community Day to receive that move, but you can do so with a Purified Pokemon. So we have Poliwag, Grimer, Muck, Hypno, Drowsy, Cubone, Scyther, Magikarp, Houndour, Houndoom, and Ralts coming up for that Community Day. Now, can you get a shiny Shadow Ralts? No, you cannot do that. I'm assuming they put it in here so you can possibly do these, find a good IV one, purify it, and then get that nice move on there, Synchronoise. We'll just see how that goes. So we're going to go ahead and go over to the news here in the Pokemon Go app and take a look at exactly what they said themselves regarding that purification, as well as the Shadow Pokemon for Community Day moves. And in several of my other videos, I was going over how you possibly wanted to save the Shadow Pokemon for Community Day, but not necessarily for the Shadow side, but for the Purification, and obviously so you can get those better IVs. Or even if you wanted a Shadow Pokemon with the Community Day move, they did confirm that Shadow Pokemon cannot, I repeat, cannot learn Community Day moves. So coming up for this Ralts Community Day, if you have a possibly, Shadow one and you're trying to evolve it into Gardevoir or Glade is a Shadow Pokemon and receive that Community Day move, it's not going to happen. So make sure you purify it as a Kirlia first, and then go ahead and evolve it to receive that Community Day move, or in the future for whatever Pokemon they're going to be dropping inside of these Team Rocket Pokestops. So take note of that. Don't evolve the Shadow Pokemon if you're trying to get Community Day move. And the previous image we did take a look at with the new Shadow Pokemon is going to be done by Couple of Gaming, in which I will be leaving a link in the description. And this one here is going to be done by LeakDuck, as well as a link in the description here. And these are going to be all of the phrases for the current grunts that we do have. Well, I would say, this is all the types. We're not going to have all the different types currently available, but here they are for you to see. Now, they are going to be showing you the super effective types to use going up against those specific phrases here. And if you're going to go up against these waters are treacherous, you may want to go with, you're thinking electric, which works fine if you have a Blastoise. But if you run into a, say, Swampert or a Marsh Stomp, grass type Pokemon are going to be a little bit better for that situation. And going up against Coiled and Ready to Strike, Tyrannotars with Smackdown and Stone Edge usually work pretty nice, because if you go in there with your Mewtwo's, you can get destroyed by the bites that are going to be on the Zubat, Crobat, as well as the Golbat. And not all of these phrases are going to be available, like we just said. We've seen the Poison one, we haven't seen the Electric one yet. The Ice one, we haven't seen that. Fighting. Let's see, Ground. I went up against a Ground one today, and it did have Marowaks, just the regular Kanto version. Flying is in the game. Psychic is now in the game. Bug types, I don't think they're here quite yet. Rock, not here. Ghost, that's a funny phrase there, and that is not in the game yet either. The Dragon is. The Dark is not. The Steel is not. The Fairy is not either. And then we have these 3 wild cards. Winning is for winners. Don't bother, I've already won. And get ready to be beaten. All can be random different types, so make sure you're prepared for whatever. I'm assuming it's just going to be revolving around the types that are currently available, not just some random one that we haven't seen quite yet. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at this Rayquaza duo with Scarlet Witch here. She did power up and max out all of her shiny ice types, and we did do a 12 unique typing here, and we will be taking a look at my team if you haven't seen it already. So I did invest a good amount of Stardust here. And I'd say the Glalie, I didn't invest anything in that because I knew as soon as I got to it, I'm just going to back out. As a matter of fact, it even has Shadow Ball. So I didn't do so well. I mean, this was a one and done easy because it is going to be ice types, even though it's 12 uniques. Still super effective, massively there. But the problem was when I went to revive the Pokemon that I needed, I already had fainted Pokemon. So I kind of got confused and revived a few that I really didn't, therefore slowing the progress down. But it doesn't really matter because the ice types are going to just shred into the Rayquaza. Fairly simple here. No weather boost needed whatsoever. And if you're trying to do this and you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm not level 40 or I'm not level 20 or 38, that's when you can max out Pokemon. You're like level, let's say 32. Can you still do this? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could. All you have to do is make sure you have top counter ice type Pokemon and you should be able to take it out with another friend of yours. Now, if I can give you a tip, is to make sure you both don't faint at the same time. If you're having trouble and you're not able to do it and you just need a few more seconds, if you both faint out, the health will regenerate. Not all the way, but just slightly. So make sure one of you goes out into the lobby, heals up first, and then once you're done doing so, the next person can go back out, heal up, and then hop back in. And it's as simple as that. So if you enjoyed this video, trainers, please give it a big thumbs up, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.